Welcome to today's discussion on the latest banking results. I'm Simon.
And I'm Simon. We'll be walking through the recent quarterly results from major Indian banks.
Let's start with Axis Bank, which reported a 23% increase in net profit to 7,114 crore rupees for Q1.
That's a significant jump. What were the key drivers behind this growth?
According to the reports, the bank's net interest income grew by 8% to 14,646 crore rupees, and fee income rose by 7% to 6,156 crore. Lower provisions also played a crucial role in boosting the net profit.
So the reduction in provisions was a major factor. Did the bank's operating profit also show a substantial increase?
Actually, the operating profit rose by a modest 1.3% to 11,659 crore. The growth was somewhat tempered by higher funding costs and weaker non-interest income.
I see. And what about the bank's asset quality? Were there any notable changes?
The reports don't highlight any significant deterioration in asset quality. The focus was more on the income and provisions.
Okay, got it. Let's move on to ICICI Bank now.
ICICI Bank reported a 15.9% year-on-year rise in standalone net profit to 14,805 crore. Net interest income grew by 12.7%, and the bank's net interest margin improved to 4.36%.
That's impressive. What about the bank's advances and deposits? Did they show healthy growth?
Yes, the bank's advances and deposits registered strong growth. The article mentions that asset quality also improved, which is a positive sign.
Provisions declined, according to the report. Was that a significant factor in the profit growth?
Yes, provisions declining was a key factor. The bank's core operating performance and robust fee income also supported the profit growth.
Let's move on to HDFC Bank. Their net profit rose by 5% to 19,060 crore.
That's right. The bank's net interest income grew by 7% to 33,534 crore. However, the profit growth was somewhat muted compared to other banks.
Yes, and it missed market estimates, according to one of the reports. What about the bank's asset quality?
HDFC Bank's gross NPAs stood at 1.17%, indicating stable asset quality. Provisions were at 3,060 crore.
Okay, and what was the net interest margin for HDFC Bank?
The net interest margin was 3.26% on total assets and 3.40% based on interest-earning assets.
Let's discuss Kotak Mahindra Bank's results. Their net profit increased by 26% to 4,123 crore.
That's correct. The bank's net profit growth was supported by lower provisions, healthy loan growth, and a rise in fee income. However, there was some pressure on the net interest margin.
I see. So the decline in provisions was a significant factor for Kotak Mahindra Bank as well.
Yes, it was. The bank's interest earned for the quarter was 14,477 crore, up from 13,364 crore in the year-ago quarter.
And what about provisions and contingencies? Were there any notable changes?
Provisions and contingencies jumped sequentially to 668.13 crore.
Okay, now that we've covered the individual bank results, let's take a step back and look at the broader picture. What are the common themes across these banking results?
One common theme is the impact of lower provisions on net profit growth. Most of these banks benefited from reduced provisions.
That's a significant factor. Another theme is the growth in net interest income, driven by advances and deposits.
Exactly. The banks with strong growth in advances and deposits tended to perform better. However, there were some variations in net interest margins.
Yes, net interest margins were under pressure for some banks. It's also worth noting that asset quality remains stable across these banks.
That's a positive sign. Overall, it seems like the banking sector is showing resilience with strong loan growth and improving asset quality.
That's a good summary. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that the Indian banking sector is on a relatively stable footing with some variations in performance across different banks.
That's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining us.
Goodbye, and see you later.